Hey guys, I had asked if there was any interest in seeing the RV solar panel update, but I realized I've never really showed you my RV. On my journeys, following the Pony Express Trail, as many of you know, I have been out in the desert quite a bit. That is why I have chosen the two that you see here. This is a 98 Chevy Pickup. It has 150,000 miles on it. I've put in a couple of $1,000 just upgrading the belts, the hoses, and all that sort of thing, batteries. Just gave it the good works. It's been a very faithful truck. It's a 5-speed. It's a 2500. It's got a 350 motor in it, so it does chug a little bit going up the hills pulling this RV, but it does do it. Good job. The trailer is a 90 Fleetwood Terry, and today we're going to take a little tour. For those of you who've never seen it, which is all of you. Okay. I have this fancy screen door because the fellow I bought the trailer from built this door, and so it didn't have the traditional. Someday maybe I'll get that. This trailer is 26 foot long. Okay, sorry about that. A plane went over and I had to stop recording for a minute. So there's the front. As you can see, it's a fifth wheel. And what I have done is I've actually added the gooseneck hitch. That ran me about $600. It's been wonderful because I didn't have to do a whole lot of modifications to my pickup because it already had a gooseneck in it. It does still have the fifth wheel abilities. All right, there's my couch where I've added some cushion to it to make it more comfortable. When you walk in the RV, what I love about this floor plan is you are in the living area. This is your couch where you relax and visit with people that come in to see you, and then my big old TV. These shelves have been added. My dad is very handy. I drew a diagram of what I wanted and bought materials, and there you go. Now Ryder has a place to store some of his goodies, and he has his toy box down here. I leave that down there because he takes his toys out himself and shows me what he wants to play with. And that is the house TV that I used to have in my home. Many of you might know this, but I sold everything. I had some rental property and a house up in Washington, and I decided I wanted to go on the road and live my life. So I sold that house. Most of my stuff that means that it's my treasures are in storage. But the TV, I thought, what in the world am I doing? I might as well bring this big one in here, and it's great. So speaking of the TV real quick, we have a VCR. I bought this digital receiver here, which actually has the USB capabilities, which means I can record TV just like a DVR. Isn't that awesome? And so I use that and record my favorite shows, Gunsmoke, those kinds of things. And it's great. I can actually pull that USB out and plug it into my computer and watch TV in there too. There's a good trade that I made right there at the last show that I was at. Isn't that cool? Custom old lamp turned into an electric lamp. So anyway, back to the TV. I updated my antenna because it was an older RV. There was a crank there, but the antenna up on top was not adequate for picking up digital reception. So let me show you outside real quick and then I'll come right back. I apologize if the wind's loud. I'll only be here a second. But you see that attachment that's sticking out to the side of the antenna? Well, you can buy that piece separately if you want. Okay, I'm going to go back in. So you got a good look? I'll go back in and explain it to you. So as I was saying about the antenna. So I bought this new crank system, and as you can see, it allows you to know when you're aligned, so when you go to crank it down, that it'll come down tight. It shows you which directions you're pointing. But that side piece that I showed you can actually be bought and put on the older antennas that aren't digital, but I decided, why in the world would I do that? I might as well just buy the whole thing once I'm going to be changing it. Again, thank you, Dad. He helped me swap that out, and we got it all fixed up. Now I get about, I don't know, 14 channels. It's terrific. Over here, as I said about the shelves, I think I mentioned that already. I apologize, my finger hit the button. So here's the shelf on the left is for Ryder, his towel when he goes outside to play to dry him off and if it's raining, and his toy box. It's on the floor so that he can pick the toy he wants to chew on or bring to me to play with him. my storage for my DVDs. It's terrific. Underneath there, I got a Wii game that I plug in every once in a while, which is fun. I bought it from my son. Of course, I bought it for him originally, and he was going to sell it, so I said, hey, sell it to your mama. So speaking of my son, I'll give you a little tidbit here. He wrote that, and it says mother. He studies Asian science. He knows Japanese. He's working on learning Chinese, and he wants to travel abroad and finish to get his master's. He graduates with his bachelor's this year. I'm so proud of him. Okay, that's a little plug for my son. Now, these are the lights that are above the couch. I turned them on so that you could see the warm yellow light that this one is a typical bulb that you typically get with your RV. Well, on this side, you can see the difference. It's a little bit lighter blue-white kind of light, and this is the LED light. It's plenty of light for most everything that you would need it for, pardon me. Except for reading, I prefer to have the brighter light, and also for my makeup. So those are the only two places that I have the yellow typical light. But the reason you get the LED lights is they help save your power when you are boondocking. Next is the gym. Who says you can't work out when you live in an RV and it's raining outside? I'm sure many of you have seen this on TV. Yes, it's an as seen on TV, and it was on Shark Tank, which is also one of my favorite shows. But I bought it, and with this little bit of space here in my RV, I can use it and work out. No excuse. It even comes with a DVD. All right, next is the kitchen dinette area. I love this floor plan for this. There is your kitchen and your dining, just like in a home, right? And then you have your living over here, where you enjoy visiting and watching a movie. You don't sit at a dinette watching a movie typically to relax when you're at home, okay? It's got a good size refrigerator. That's the pantry there. It's a pretty good size. Lots of big windows. I like the dinette. What we did, though, as I'd seen in some other shows, that instead of having a table, you can see that it came actually with this round table. And now I've gotten to where I like it because you can move it around. I can even take it outside. And then underneath here, I had my dad cut me some boards. So now I can store things under there. And also, when there's adults sitting at the table, we can all have a side if there's 3 of us. So I just put a couple of cushions on there, and then we can enjoy our meal without feeling like you're squished up. Yeah, that's a technical word, squished. All right, there's the most important thing in the RV, my coffee pot, because it makes my coffee and my tea. This RV was not used much before I purchased it. The stove, I don't even know if they'd ever turned it on. It's just beautiful. I did buy this electric cooktop little stove. It's wonderful just for heating things. Right now there's some bacon and potatoes in there, actually, some leftovers. Up here is where the microwave is. It's hidden, and I like that. See? And it's kind of junky in there, but you can see I keep plates and all that sort of thing up there. So I actually like that it's not built in, so you don't lose the cupboard space. All right, so there's your kitchen. Double sinks, love it. The only thing I would like to replace, I'm thinking, is that faucet, because it would be nice if it was taller when you go to put taller pots or pitchers in there. And let's see. And I love these, of course, these little tops here, because they can move around to wherever I want to use them. And so this allows me to use more of my stove. I seen this actually in someone else's RV corner, and I thought, oh, that's great. My dad had one in a barn, and I acquired it. He said it was okay. I did ask. Here's one of my workstations. See, now it's no longer a dinette, it's a workstation. And it's awesome. And don't mind all this stuff. This is a lot of the RV stuff that come in the mail, and we're, like I said, getting ready to do that. All right. So now we go towards the back. And here's the important stuff. Bathroom. All right, so I'll see how good of a picture I can get. They do make a toilet that you don't have to have a black tank, and that may be an addition I do someday. I'm not sure if I'll do that. Right now, I like to get to town once a week anyway, or at least every 2 weeks, to fill up and such, so it doesn't bother me. Whoops, there's a doggy station. I don't know if you guys have found anything better, but I like to use those Tupperwares to put the water in. So as soon as we go to hit the road, I just pop the cap back on and drive off. I don't have to worry about dumping water and losing it. And there you go. The dog food, I need to come up with a better solution. But there it is for now. Bought a tray, keep things nice and tidy. Good size shower. I actually like this shower a lot. Plenty of room. It works great. Water pressure's fine. They do make an oxygenator. I am thinking about getting one of those. And then there's a great place to sleep. But as you can see, it's also partly a workstation. My Nevada map is hanging there because I have some stations I'm going to get here. And this right now is 2017. But I bought this file cabinet. It's great for a nightstand slash place to keep all my records for my photography business and for my personal accounting. And a little bit messy on this side, don't look. But I'm going to put a printer on this side here soon. Cowboy hats, I keep them in the box. I just can't help myself. And so there they are. And a nice little fan. Alright. So one thing I didn't mention in the living room that was added, I'm sorry if I just made you dizzy, this last year, was this Dometic air conditioner. It is fantastic. I used it the last of the year, last year. I have not turned it on yet this year, but it worked terrific. So when I use that, though, I'm going to have to use my generator. Yes, I know, people, that we can use a battery, but it's not a good idea to do that to your batteries, and it's they won't last very long, life-wise and hour-wise. I'd need a whole lot of battery backup, and this RV is not built for a lot of storage. Oh, I forgot to mention my dream catcher there. A Native American friend of mine gave that to me when I was in Bishop, California at the Mule Days. It was a great little tribute, so I really appreciate that. If you're watching, thank you so much. Okay, well, that's it. When you live in an RV, there's not a whole lot to talk about or to show, but it's my home and I love it. And thank you so much for all of you that follow me. And no, I'm not going to turn the camera on myself because it's a work day and I'm I ain't doing it. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for following along. Keep on following. I love it, and I hope that you do a lot of exploring yourself. Get out there. You know, there's no need to keep waiting. And I hate to hear that sometimes when a lot of you say, well, soon, soon. Well, even if you have to do little bitty trips, you know, just get out there. All right? All right, love you guys. Bye.